Hi guys, it's Sam from Sauce Line Slow, and today we're in the kitchen doing some collard greens. So what are collard greens? Well, they are beautiful, beautiful, stringent, tough greens that over time are going to be broken down, still have some bite and come nice and tender. We're going to add some smoky bacon, some ham hock to that, some apple cider vinegar, some onions, some garlic, some spices. And what we're going to have is a really, really, really nice side dish. So if you've never had collard greens, that kind of sweet, kind of vinegary tang with the beautiful crunch of our greens is going to be absolutely incredible. So stay with us today because this is what we're going to be doing. So have some beautiful ingredients here. Now in Australia we can't get collard greens, so the closest we get to it is kale. And as you'll see, it's really, really tough stuff. And that's going to break down over time, but we don't want it to just turn into mush. We want that to still have some bite to it. We've got some beautiful ham hock here, pre-smoked ham hock. That's going to go straight in the pan and just going to break down. Some smoked sausages. We've got some beautiful free-range chicken stock. Apple cider vinegar now just so you know, apple cider vinegar is just slightly sweeter than normal vinegar. Normal white vinegar can be quite harsh. Apple cider vinegar is slightly softer on the palate. So that's why we're using apple cider vinegar. Come on back down here. We're going to put some nice lemon zest in it. That's going to give it some real lift at the end, and some garlic. Now we're actually going to use some duck fat. We're going to roast off these in duck fat, and that again is going to give it that really rich, velvety, sweet flavour. So we're going to prep all of our veg, come back, we'll put it together, and we'll show you what it looks like. We'll see you very, very soon. Okay guys, so we're back. So we have prepped our vegetables. We have our onions in here. We've got our garlic, and we have our smoked sausage, which is going to go into our pan. First thing we need to do is put some duck fat. So nice amount of duck fat in the pan here, don't be afraid. And we're just going to let that melt down. You can't go wrong with duck fat. That's going to melt down, and then we're going to put in our garlic. We're going to let our garlic saute away once it's aromatic and we can smell it in the air. We're going to chuck in our smoked sausage. We're going to chuck in this bad boy, which is our ham hock, the smoked ham hock, and we're going to let that kind of sizzle away, and then we're going to grill our onions. So let's have a look at how we're going here. Okay, we'll just let that warm up. See, that's starting to smoke. So in goes our garlic, which is going to have so much flavour. And the one thing I forgot was, wonders of filming live, hey, is I forgot to get a wooden spoon. So we're going to pause that. My boy Quinlan's going to go get me a wooden spoon. In go our onions into our pan, and we're just going to let these sweat down. We're not going to put any colour onto these. We might caramelise them a slight bit. Just turn this up. We might let this caramelise a little bit. Okay, so we're going to let these sweat down, and once they've sweated down, guys, we're then going to put our ham hock in. But in the meantime, let's prepare. Hang on a sec. Let's prepare our kale. So here is our kale here. If you've ever used it, it's a bitter leaf. But our smoked sausage, our onions, they're going to make it nice and sweet. We'll give these a stir here, leave that to do its thing. So here we go. Let's get rid of some of this rubbish here. Okay, so here we have it, guys. This is our bitter leaf. All we're going to do is we're going to take off the bottom stems because we don't want them. So they're going to come straight off like so. Put them to one side. And all we're actually going to do is probably, I'd say, about that much. We're just going to slice it. Like so, mind your fingers, and that's it. This actually is going to go into our pot. Now look, it might seem like we've got a lot of kale to fit into one pot, but we're going to put the rest of the lid on it. We're going to let it get soft. It's going to release some of that moisture, and it's going to break down. You can use a bigger pot if you need to, but just don't worry, we'll just do it in stages. So we'll chuck it in the pot, we'll do our thing, we'll come back and see in a second. So what we've done here is we've sauteed our onions down. We've kind of fried off our sausage to release some of that beautiful smoky flavour, and now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So one ingredient we're going to use to really kind of ramp up that flavour is a Gentleman Blends coffee rub. So that coffee in there is going to turn slightly sweet. It's going to turn to like a chocolate flavour, and the other spices in there are going to blend really well. So we just put a little bit in there, probably about 1 or 2 tablespoons. You'd be surprised. You don't need too much. And then in goes our kale. And again, this is going to start all breaking down and be delicious. We'll just finish this last one here, guys. So remember we said about try and get kale. If you can get collard greens, then great. But look, I haven't found any in Australia, but obviously if you're in any other country and you can get them, then that's the traditional way of doing it. But in this case, we're just going to let these break down. And trust me, this is almost like a smoky, sweet, delicious soup like never before. You're gonna absolutely love it. So we're gonna put that in there, and then this is where this bad boy comes. We're just gonna get that right in there, like so. Now here comes our stock. So we're gonna put in about 1 litre of chicken stock. And again, it's just gonna stew down. You may even put 2 litres in. You just wanna submerge it. And we can put water in. There's plenty of flavour in the stock, plenty of flavour in our spice blends to put water in and still carry it. So we'll just put that in there. Okay, great. Now what we're gonna do is put a lid on this, and we're gonna let this just kind of steam inside there, break down, and we'll come back, put some lemon zest in there, some apple cider vinegar, and we'll show you what we do next. See you in a minute.